Welcome back to JMC Live. The break I told you I was going to tell you about the mountains and valleys call my life when I finally moved in with my aunt. And now I ended up going out with a beautiful woman who worked at my grocery store, and things were going well in the world's eyes, in the secular world, but I wasn't reading my Bible anymore, and I wasn't going to church anymore, and I wasn't thinking the way a Christian should. I started looking at porn on a regular basis with my girlfriend, and I didn't have much to care for anything. All I wanted to do was save up money to get a car. Well, I ended up meeting a guy who called himself Cheese. Now, you know, if you meet a guy who calls himself Cheese, it's not going to be really good. And I can't go into a lot of details on this because of what I ended up getting in the end. But let's just say that I technically committed a crime that I should have went to jail or prison for, but I paid the restitution for it. I don't think many people know this part of my life, and there's a reason why. Because I was not allowed to talk about it, and let me explain why. After I paid the restitution, I was given a few opportunities. You can join Job Corps, or you can go in the military. I'm 24 of age. 24 age is the max for Job Corps. Well, remember that ex-girlfriend who was involved in Wicca? She was still in Job Corps, so that wasn't an option even if I wanted to. My flesh wanted it, but I didn't want it. So I chose the military. Well, what branch? Well, I don't want a gun. I don't want to shoot. I didn't want to be in the military in the beginning. Well, here I am in Houston, Texas. They said, well, the Coast Guard was just in the paper. My aunt said, go ahead and try that. Here I am, about 195 pounds, and I need to be 167. I am 26% body fat, and they want 22% body fat. So from January of 04 through June 14th, 2004, I lost my weight, went to MEPS, got my physical, and I joined the United States Coast Guard. Well, one of the stipulations to join the Coast Guard was you can just go, and when you're at boot camp, they'll tell you where to go. I didn't like that idea. Or you can get something called an A school. An A school is either a guaranteed school after boot camp or a school you can go to later, or something called striking, which is kind of on-the-job training. They call it striking. I heard the word guaranteed A school after boot camp. I said, that sounds great. They said, oh yeah, there's some perks for that. Depending on what school you pick, you also get a bonus. The bonus is like 27% taxed, but you normally get that money back when you do your taxes. They had Operations Specialist School available with a $3,000 bonus. $3,000 bonus. Or 5, I can't remember, it's one of the two. They had 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, depending on where you lived. They said, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to have to go through a background investigation of a top secret clearance with a single scope investigation. The SSBI, outside of the polygraph one where you sit there and you're taped and they do a lie detector test, is one of the top investigations done, period, across all branches of government and military. This includes examining your whole life, including screwing up at my job and having to pay restitution, the relationships and all the different family members and things. And I remember the Word of God was very clear to me at this point, even though I wasn't really reading it. But 1 John 1:9 says, if we confess our sins, He is faithful and just, and will forgive us of our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. Well, I confessed my sin, to God, but I had to confess to the military. And they said, because you paid your restitution, you've done all these different things, you've been through this different life, and you don't have anything on criminal record. We'll take the evidence from your job, the written letter where you screwed up, and the agent of the branch of military that I will not mention, but I will tell you, the FBI, the CIA, the police, the DEA, everyone, every branch of service, even the Secret Service, was involved in investigating my life. I know because I had a report on it. So I could see what all these people said. They talked to my band teacher I told you about. They talked to my neighbors where I grew up, where my stepdad beat me up. They talked to the people at the Salvation Army. And the list goes on and on and on. And you had like a good stack of paper. It's called an SF-86. You filled it out. And you had to send in like 3 or 4 copies. The only thing I had to do is when my stepdad beat me up, I had hospital debt. And they said, well, you pay it off. You can keep your clearance. So when I got done with boot camp, I had to stay an extra week because I hurt myself. I was really sick. I found out I had almost flat feet. Here's God's second opportunity for me. He said, you know what, we're going to let you stay in. Just get some orthotics. You can stay in. We're going to pull out your wisdom teeth. You'll graduate a week later. And for those that are interested in, I will be posting my U.S. Coast Guard graduation video. You can see me in the beginning of the video sitting as first chair Coast Guard recruit band playing clarinet all the way through watching me graduate. I will share that with you. So after that I ended up going home, was banging out my girlfriend or fiance, whatever you want to call her, and then moving forward to California. I went from Houston, Texas to Cape May, New Jersey, back to Houston, Texas. Now I'm going all the way out to California, Petaluma, California. For those that are familiar with the movie Over the Top, California is an arm wrestling capital of the world or something. Movies have been filmed there. Some of the commercials you see on Highway 1, you know, the curvy roads, I lived there. I lived in Point Reyes Station. I was stationed at Communications Area Master Station Pacific, known as CAMSPAC. I did that for over 3 years. And then I got out because I got overweight. And in the process of that, I left that other girl and met another girl on MySpace. If she wants to come over here and say hi, you can see the girl I met on MySpace. Her name is Miranda, and she's laughing at me now. And a lot of you are very familiar with who Miranda is. She helps me with the show, Eternal Flame News, records music, and we've been together for 4 years. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that we dated online?
4 years today.
4 years today we met.
Yes,
I met my wife on the internet 4 years today, November 26, 2006. We started talking online. I had various relationships. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I said, I'm tired of this. When I got out of the Coast Guard, we were already engaged, and I got married September 22nd, 2007. And I almost said the wrong year. Trying to make her laugh. It was a struggle through our relationship and everything that was happening. You know, God was very clear that He wanted us to be involved in ministry. We've gone through different churches. We've gone through doing different things with family. Because now I technically have a family. I have people that I can talk to. I have people in the church and everything. And I share this story with you today because someone needs to hear it. Too many people watch movies and hear stories of people like me, and they don't turn out really great. They end up in prison, or they end up getting killed in the military. But I want to tell you, God can redeem anyone. Hebrews 2:18, because Christ Himself suffered when He was tempted, He was able to help those who are being tempted. Psalm 10:14. You, O God, do you see trouble and grief? You consider it to take it in your hand. The victim commits himself to you. You are the helper of the fatherless. I have no father. I have no mother. I have the half-brother who is adopted. I haven't seen my brother since I joined the military. I've been busy trying to do things. You kind of wonder, well, what's happening now you got out of the military? Well, when I got out, 2007, a month later, after doing unemployment for a little bit, I got a job as a contractor for working at a telecommunications company. I did that for a year. And then I'm one of the people that was laid off. I've been laid off since September 5th, 2008. I've been offered about 5 or 6 jobs, but none of them followed through to finish the process. But one that offered me 10 hours. That one was most recent because, for those of you who realize, I have the the status of a military veteran. I have just enough time in service to get a GI Bill. While in the military, I received a Good Conduct Medal. I received a Humanitarian Award with Bronze Star, which means I received it twice, and various other medals and rewards. We received the Hurricane Katrina Award for the stuff I did. We have a Meritorious Team Commendation Medal from when we were stuck on duty during the winter of 2006, I believe, or 5. I think it was 5. Yeah, it was 5. And I had to work literally 31 hours straight because we were flooded. Because I lived literally on the coast and it was below sea level where the base was, and we had to work. We took a couple of naps. We ate ration food, which are called MREs, and they were one step away from having to really fly in with a helicopter and get us out, but they didn't want to do it because the storm was bad. They were being directed to help mariners, and they said, well, they're safe in their building. We need the Coast Guard's, my idea is, they can take care of themselves because they're coasties. We need to go take care of the people in the sea. So that's what we did. For those of you familiar with Hurricane Katrina, I was one of the ones that helped do logistics. I was the communications guy and worked with people. I wasn't actually at Katrina. I was in California working logistics in the Louisiana whole Gulf Coast. So fast forward again. After I lost my job, I decided to use my GI Bill. I am pursuing an associate's degree in computer science, and I will follow up with a bachelor's degree and master's. No one's life is supposed to be perfect. Everyone's life has these ups and downs, and what happened to me as a kid, it's out of my control. I tried to follow God when I couldn't follow God, and then when I got older, I didn't follow God for about a few months, and then I would follow God, and now I can successfully say, for one of the most longest periods outside of one time in my life, I'm following God. I have gone through all the things that I went through when I was younger. I've lost jobs, I've lost family, I've lost friends, relationships strengthened, weakened, and here I am doing full-time ministry, talking to you guys right here on JMC Live, sharing with you that the truth can set you free. I want you to know that we care for you and we love you, that God will take care of you no matter what happens, no matter how dark and dreary this gets. God wants to put you on a better path, a better plan. And no matter how dark and bad it gets, remember, we care for you. We're here for you anytime. And I pray that my testimony touches your life, that you allow it to transform you into someone that God can be proud of. Because when I sit here and make myself transparent and say, God, take it. I can't do this. I need your help. Remove these imperfections from me. I'm not perfect. Even though I'm involved in ministry, I still have things. I have marital problems. I have family problems. I have personal problems. This happens. You must learn to go through your own mountains and valleys called your life. I'd like to thank you for coming today, and I hope you have a good night. God bless. This is